Good morning, everyone. Welcome to MENALAC Forum today. I would like to welcome everyone and each one of you, and I respect really your coming this day. Special thanks also for the new joiners, the newcomers to our forum, and I hope that this forum could help us all, and we get out the benefit out of it.
Hi everyone, nice to see you. It's great to be here. So hopefully I can keep you entertained for a little bit. That's my job, that's our job, right? That's why we're here. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Salam Alaikum. Salam Alaikum. Gives me enormous pleasure to be here today at this MENALAC Conference presented by the 25th edition of DEAL. This makes 2019 the event's Silver Jubilee, an occasion worth a party, and I'm sure you'll agree. And we are most definitely the industry that knows how to have fun. For those of you who don't know me, by the way, thank you for the introduction. My name is Bill Ernest, and I've been in the industry for quite some time. I think maybe I'm older than all these organizations combined. A number of family-friendly entertainment destinations and attractions in Saudi Arabia.
To discuss more about this transformation and viewpoints of some of the key operators there, existing operators, and how they're likely to be coping with this change and what are their plans, I want to invite our panelists, Mr. Philip Andre Vanderbilt, Director of Operations with the Al Hokair Group, Mr. Mohammed Atia, the Chief Operating Officer of Al Hokair Leisure and Entertainment, and Mr. Fahad Boubshek, who's got actually two roles. One from a VR perspective and with this Nuat Games, and the second being from an operator with Abdullah Fawad. Both these companies have many, many years of operational experience in there. It'd be nice to hear from them and find out how they're coping with this change. But we need a few minutes to just get the panelists and set up. Thank you.
Actually, it's a very interesting day for us because everyone wants to know what Saudi Arabia is doing, what's happening, and what are the changes that are taking place. Though we have read in so many news reports in terms of the reforms that have taken place within, several industries. Now, with particular interest that we have in the theme park and amusement industry. So basically, the objective of this particular session would be to give you all an understanding of what is happening in Saudi Arabia currently. Though we have seen things happening since 2017, but what is happening now, as of now, is something which we would want to know. So when Black Panther entered the cinemas, that was the first movie that was screened in the Saudi cinemas, things changed forever, and the rest is history. So just wanted to check with you, as part of the 2030 vision, where are we right now when it comes to theme park and amusement industries?
I think we're right at the very beginning, which is great. I mean, for us, it's an exciting time to be in the kingdom because it's all starting to kick off. So we just need to make sure that we're all aligned with the government, the private sector, so we're not fighting each other, we're actually working together. That's the most important thing.
Lovely. Mohammed, do you want to add something?
First, I'd like to thank everybody coming to join our industry.
I do as well.
We have to be very positive. Other seven take everything from us, or we work with them closely and achieve the vision of 2030, where the program of quality of life, which the entertainment is a big part of it.
So, how has cinemas impacted the theme park and amusement industries?
Well, yeah, I mean, the cinemas complements what we do.
Right.
So it's important that, as the cinemas open, we're complementing, we're all working together, as we said. But again, for the malls, yes, it's important because it's going to bring footfall. We all need to be ready for it.
Lovely, lovely. Both perspectives.
I do agree with Andrea, but also it's having a very good impact on our leisure entertainment for the moment. Why? Because the cinema are not in everywhere right now. So where the cinema is and we have entertainment, where we see a lot of increment on the sales and all of that. That's will not be permanent, but it will couple of years until the cinema demonstrate everywhere and it will go to the right direction again, the right track.
So when Al-Qadiyya and the other projects take shape and they're formally launched, how is it going to change the face of the industry? Will Saudi Arabia be leading this region, or what exactly do you have to say on that?
It's going to be, of course, it's going to impact the industry, but again, it's going to enhance us because I think the key word here is, which we use in England, was staycation. So instead of the money travelling abroad, it stays with us, and we need to be there to make sure we take.
So what has happened? Like, for example, now that you have cinemas and the other, amusement centres, which are like quite active than before. Plus, you have a lot of ticketed events that are taking place. Like Mariah Carey came, and she was the first female singer to perform there in Saudi. So, what next? I mean, do you think people from Saudi Arabia are traveling outside the country like before, or they are, contented with what they have right now?
Well, I think that's the goal, isn't it? Is to stop people travelling out. I mean, people are always going to travel out because it's a small world now.
Right.
But we need to have entertainments in England that makes them want to stay as well. So they can split the time.
Right.
I have more time in the kingdom, spending more money in the kingdom,
Right.
and enjoying more leisure facilities. I mean, everything about leisure is about innovation. So more stuff is introduced, it's the better you enhance it,
Right.
adapt and change.
Absolutely. So, Mohammed, what is the kind of change that you are incorporating right now in your facilities, and how are you trying to differentiate yourselves and taking the lead in terms of all the changes that are taking place right now?
So we have to keep an eye on the quality of life and the entertainment which the people require. Keep an eye on how Saudi will keep or will remain in Saudi. So we have to give them a lot of options. So we are working in many aspects, the entertainment, with the IB aspect, with bringing VR and augmented reality technology in different locations. We have a big plan on how we can achieve with the government and with the seven the entertainment options.
Okay. And what is it, I mean, do you think other satellite cities, I mean, apart from Riyadh and Jeddah, they are also getting active because of these reforms, or is it only the main key cities at the moment? What do you think?
The GA are encouraging all the other regions to start participating, coming up with their own events, coming up with their own sort of IPs for leisure and entertainment. So no, it's going to spread throughout the kingdom.
Okay. And now suppose people who are sitting here, they want to enter Saudi Arabia. They want to know more about what's to be done. How do they integrate themselves with the Saudi theme park industry framework? What is the kind of source? I mean, where can they get the information from, and who should they get in touch with?
That's quite a difficult question.
That's a big question.
Well, obviously you've got seven in the room. There's the GIA. Ourselves. I mean, at both companies, there's a huge tradition of leisure dating back 60 years. So it's not just happened last week.
Right.
We've been building the leisure industry for the last 60 years.
Right.
So we'll continue to do so. So there's companies like ourselves, the Seven, GIA.
Right. So I know it's competition for everyone, but then it's a healthy competition to have.
Competition's healthy, but competition's also everybody working together as a team. We're one team, and we're presenting the kingdom.
Absolutely.
So we need to work together. So which I think we all understand that.
Right. So are there any restrictions still, in terms of, theme park and amusement? Right? Are there any restrictions or any challenges that are still there which can be rectified, do you think?
No, because again, talking to Gia, talking to certain people like that, you understand that the restrictions are gone. I mean, there is one obvious one, which is alcohol, but that's something that I think will get addressed at one point. Who knows? There's always rumours going about, but that's the only one.
All right, right. And the ticketed events that are taking place, like performers, and I mean, are you planning to look into that space as well? Do you think, because that's again next big industry, because people have not been exposed to concerts and events. Do you think that would be an extension of your brand? Do you think?
Again, a difficult, because yes, we're looking at everything. We're looking at cinemas, we're looking at live events, we're looking at, and we're also not forgetting the region.
Yeah.
It's a big place, the kingdom. So just because you live up in the north or right down the south,
Right.
doesn't mean you have to be forgotten.
Right.
So we also need to keep those regional places in mind,
Right.
because they must have the same quality of entertainment as Riyadh, as Jeddah, as Dammam.
No.
We are trying to work with Jaya to how we collaborate with them in the event itself, but I think it's difficult. But we're trying to sort out that, especially there are 346 event company working now in Saudi, so it's a very big. Okay, there is a major big part, but we're trying to work something on that.
Now you mentioned, AR, augmented reality, virtual reality. What is it that's going to work? Because there's a huge youth population, and they want, to get into immersive games. They want to, experience everything real time. So do you think you have a game plan for that?
Yeah, we have. We want to create a concept. We want to create a full experience, VR, not individuals games, that in the market. We work with many company, with IB company, to create concept. Full concept with briefing, with FMB, with all that. So that's where the people want to give the full experience of the VR or AR. We don't want to give them individual games and just try it and that's it.
So what happens to those arcade games, the good old arcade games? Are they going to still survive, or do you think
others will survive if it's a good options? There is a lot of just a couple of options available already on the market, and still the big names like Sega or Namco, they are developing a lot of new games. But if they did not meet the expectation of the customer, where the people, where the teenagers are now on online games basis,
Right.
so if they did not fit that, they will disappear very soon.
Right. So are you revamping your setup, like because you have Smart Teams, actually change that you have. So what are you doing? Are you changing the?
Again, yes. I mean, but it's like everything. It's an evolution. The whole thing's always an evolution.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
again, like I've been in the industry a long time.
Absolutely.
So I remember when Sega Rally came out, and that was, oh my God, it's going to take over everything. But everything like that has a shelf life. But you need to be there. You need to be in the game.
Right.
You need to be offering that, because that's our obligation. Is to offer that to our guests.
Right.
But the arcade will always be there, because despite what everybody says, that's just kept going all along.
Right.
Yeah, it gets better, it's innovative, but so long as it's fun and people enjoy what they're doing, it'll be there.
What are you doing for women in Saudi Arabia?
For me, it's always been there. It's just that now it's more accessible,
Right.
and obviously, for me, naturally, there are ladies. There's always been women, male and female
Right.
team members, but it's new for the kingdom.
Right.
But it's nice, I mean, because you can see they're enjoying coming to work, and it's just a normal, natural thing. So,
So is there an outlet or entity that you have which is dedicated only to women?
yeah, we have a trampoline park, and doing excellent.
Yeah.
They're enjoying the trampoline park. We do a lot of at the main, the other offers. There'll be ladies' nights. So yeah.
And what about you, Mom?
The same, we built the first snow park in Saudi Arabia. That is was in Riyadh.
Right.
We are building the second one in Jeddah very soon. We are opening the third one in Egypt, the biggest mall in Egypt, this month. So I think probably this gave us a chance that the atmosphere inside and all of that, building for women especially, for a day only for a woman to come and enjoy inside the snow. For in Riyadh was a big desert, so let's create a different.
So what's new in 2020? I mean, are you looking at something majorly different in the coming year?
Always. I mean, every year, every month, we're looking for something new, innovating, because that's how you grow.
Right. So anything else that you have, something which is totally different that you plan to, apart from the snow park that you just mentioned?
Actually, it's not in Saudi Arabia. We have signed a deal with Mattel. Was opening the first Mattel in Dubai City. That's a flagship store, and also a second Mattel will be in AMBC in Abu Dhabi. But we are planning, working very closely with Seven. We'll bring that IB concept to Saudi Arabia very soon.
Okay. Now between Jeddah and Riyadh, which one do you think is taking the lead right now?
I would say at the moment Riyadh, but Jeddah's a very close second. I mean, it's not a second; it's closely behind. But Riyadh's the capital.
Okay.
It's the same anywhere in the world. I mean, if people ask me where I'm from, if I say I'm from London, everybody knows where that's. But that's not the only city in the UK. But you tend to find that it all starts from the capital,
Right.
and blossoms from there.
True. What happens to tourism now, like both intercity tourism as well as the tourists who are coming from outside? Do you think there will be a major shift? And what about the visa, charges and policies that the government has? I mean, is it?
If I say from personal experience, when I applied for my visa 20 years ago, it took 4 weeks. Now it's overnight. So that's all relaxed. When I arrived, the first time I ever arrived in Saudi, it took me an hour and a half to get through customs. Now, within 10 minutes, I'm on curbside. So, I mean, it's phenomenal changes.
Right. So right now, if you look at the consumers that you have, I'm sure it's predominantly the Saudi nationals, right? Do you think because of all these concerts and a lot of changes that are happening, there'll be a lot of other expatriates and tourists coming to that area as well?
Well, I mean, again, they had Formula E, so Formula E will get more and more bigger global sort of following as it grows. So yes, you'll be booking for a weekend for the Formula E.
Right.
So more events like that, more concerts like that, absolutely. I mean, it's again, if you look at Dubai, they start the horse racing, the shopping festival, the summer surprises.
Right.
So I'm sure Seven will start creating events that will have that global appeal.
So retail industry, which is completely tied up with the FEC sector, for years. Now, do you think that's going to change because people may go outdoors more than indoors, or will that have an impact? I mean, like for example, earlier there were no concerts and there were nothing else happening. So people were at the malls spending a lot of time. Cinemas now, which is another outlet. So FECs as such in Saudi Arabia, what is the status of FECs going to be?
The FECs again, they're going to be there because they're part of the mall experience. They're anchors to the malls. We have a lot of our own leisure offers, very much becoming community based. And yes, when there's an event, that is going to have an effect on us. But then that's again with us working together. Then we're going to benefit from it as well as the guests that are coming.
Right.
It's just working out the cooperation between ourselves and the government.
Right.
So that we, as a private sector, are able to benefit from it as well.
Right. Oh, do you have a viewpoint on that?
Yes. See, we measure that in different way. The Riyal now, Saudi Riyal, become very strong. It's not easy that the people will spend it in any sector. So it's now the customer has the full experience where they will put their money in. We measure that with the loss and found. Actually, years ago, maybe like 5-6 years ago, you will find in each location there's a lot of loss and found, which the people don't come back, especially the apparel. You find a lot, but the people didn't come back to take it, so we have to keep it, then give it to charity organization.
Right.
Where is the zero right now? It means that the people are very curious to where they put their money. So that is the
Okay. So when you look at the retail, as I was going back to retail, because now online shopping is another big thing. So the footfall into malls might not be as much as it used to be before. So what happens then? Is there any strategy that you have, to pull them back to the malls?
See, it has been changed right now from the percentage of the leisure F&B industry inside the mall itself. So normally it was 30% allocated for the leisure and entertainment, F&B, 70 to the retail shops. While now there is a big change on Saudi Arabia especially, where 60% goes to F&B and entertainment and events and all of that, while 40% to just a selected retailer.
Okay.
Which is we have a good option for the people, not like before.
Again, that's always been our job, is building up the customer experience, building up the loyalty. So this is, again, an extension. We just need to improve, but all the time you're looking to improve your CRM. So it's you deal with the economy, it goes up and down all the time. So you just have to be prepared and you work with it well.
We have somebody who is a Saudi national, and he's been in this industry for a long time. So I would want you to narrate your experience in terms of how it was and how it is right now, and how you have adapted to the whole situation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hi everyone again. So yeah, I've been in this industry since the 80s when I was a little boy. My dad opened one of the first FECs in Saudi Arabia. So I kind of grew up in this industry and I've seen it change and go through its different changes, and it's been quite an experience. I think when it first started, the smallest things, the smallest kiddie rides was like a really big deal. We didn't really have much of entertainment in Saudi Arabia, and over time, I don't know if anybody remembers Laser Town over in the Eastern Province. We had one of the first laser tag experiences, and it was arcades, and there was no roller coasters. It was literally arcades. We didn't even have redemption games. It was the biggest attraction we had was a laser experience called Dark Light, and I kid you not, the entire area was jam-packed. We could not park our cars. It was ridiculous. So, and then over time, that started to slow down. We felt as people wanted more. They wanted things that are different, and the challenges was to continuously change and bring something new. So when I took over Toy Town in 2015, well, the first thing I noticed was, you know what, we all are competing for real estate, really, if you think about it. What we're not doing is really having each store being unique in its own way with regards to theming, which is one of the reasons why we spun out Nuwat and really specifically focused on things that were different. At that time it was VR, but VR is just one element of the whole change, and I think the industry is starting to catch on, and you will see a lot more FECs with trying to bring in new things, different experiences, and it's the more people compete, the more FECs compete with each other, the consumer wins, because you will see a lot of these new things coming up, and you will see more people trying to develop it. So I mean, definitely a lot of changes since then.
So you have a footprint in Saudi, and you have in Dubai as well.
Yeah, so the family business has been in Saudi since the past 32 years, and myself on a personal level, I've always said there has to be a purpose to every FEC that I personally want to build, even if my family wanted to continue the traditional route. So the way I see it is it's always trying to link in a form of education towards building things with purpose.
Right.
So hopefully you'll be hearing some news this year about something that it will be daring, but again, what we wanted to do, and I remember I did this in the 90s once. I was playing the ice basketball games. Gene, if you're here, and then I was playing the arm wrestling game, if you know it.
Yeah.
And once my older brother was like, "Is this considered a workout?" And he said, "No." But the whole point is, you need to have a purpose. So, well, there is a new attraction that we're building now that has to do with building robots. So, teaching engineering through actual building, and you do get points for that. And then once you've actually built the actual bot, you can do some sort of battle bot with it. And trying to link in fun with education, I think, is really important. So that's a trend that I think, I don't know if anybody else is doing it, but it's something that I foresee as something that's important.
So we have seen, Saudi nationals experiencing the actual stuff, going, playing games and so many other things, right? Now, do they want to be behind the scenes as well? Do they want to get into creation of games? Do they want?
So what I've seen is, if you look at Saudis as gamers, for example, at one point the world champion of Street Fighter was a Saudi national. We love games. I mean, we love to compete.
Counter-Strike as well.
Counter-Strike, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the things that we've noticed in general is once any individual feels like they can create something, then it's an addiction beyond. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I started Nuat. I mean, seeing the first reaction of how people react to things that we build, and I became envious to those companies that actually build the attractions. I was like, hey, I want to be a part of this. I don't want to just make money out of it. And it allows you, even if it's just a minute way, to sort of influence how people have fun. So there's some sort of allure at that. And if you ask anyone, would you like to be a part of this process? 9 out of 10, they'll say yes. Especially if they can be a part of it. So.
Right. So VR, how's VR when it comes to youth and the young Saudi national, the millennials? Are they getting into it completely, or is it like going to take time for them to grasp that?
$1 million question, right? Well, when we started VR, it was a new thing, right? It wasn't even out there yet. There was only maybe a couple of people that were offering it. And for us, as Nuat VR, we dropped the word VR from Nuat, now it's just Nuat, but we still do VR attractions. VR is a medium. I mean, the whole point of it is to take something that could be an experience that should be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and shrinking it down to a portion of that cost. That literally is the ultimate power case for it. I think, putting on a headset and having a 360 video is not enough. I think interaction has to be a part of it. I think it could be used as a great tool to enhance experiences. I think it really depends on the experience. If the experience is great, people will play for a long time. We've just recently opened a school lab in Jumeirah, and kids are going crazy. They're just spending, half an hour to 40 minutes serving pizzas to customers, and they're learning fractions without even knowing it. Whereas, the counter to that was to listen to a teacher for 40 minutes. So I think VR could be used in the right way, or it could be used in the wrong way. I mean, if you're just putting a video and putting it in VR, that defeats the purpose. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, why would you put on a headset, right? So I think the more people really make the attractions a really fun experience, something that's out of this world, the more people will view it as, I would like to try that. But I always tell everyone that VR is just a mode of it's a medium. It's not an attraction in and on itself. That's just a medium as it would be a screen. It all depends on the content, it depends on the experience and what you're doing.
I think we've covered everything. So if you have any questions that you have, please feel free to ask now. So thank you once again, everyone. Thank you, Mohammed, Andre, and Bad, for lovely, meaningful discussion that we had right now. And I'm sure they are here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. And thank you very much, everyone.